Having access to safe drinking water sounds simple, doesn't it? Unfortunately, there are millions of people around the world who struggle every day to find safe drinking water. Safe, affordable, and accessible drinking water is necessary for people to live a healthy and productive life. According to the WHO in 2015, 663 million people, that's 1 in 10, drank water from unprotected sources. Currently, in more than 40 countries around the world, 1/5 of the population drink water from contaminated sources. Safe and accessible drinking water must be protected as a human right for the world's population to survive. Over the next several minutes, I'd like to inform you of the Safe Drinking Act and other laws which were passed in the United States to help protect the right and to show you if these actions are enough to protect the humanity on this planet. Today, more than 2 billion people lack safe drinking water. You may think this only happens in other countries, like Asia or Africa. But here in the United States, between the years of 1982 and 2015, around 45 million Americans got their water from a source that violates the Safe Water Drinking Act. What is the Safe Water Drinking Act? The Safe Water Drinking Act of 1974 was established to protect the quality of drinking water in the United States. It focuses on the water actually or potentially designed for drinking use, whether from above ground or underground sources. The Clean Water Act established the basic structure for regulating pollutants discharged into the waters of the United States. It also gave the EPA the authority to implement pollution control programs and maintain existing requirements to set water quality standards for all contaminants in surface water. There are many rules and regulations in place but there are still Americans who lack access to safe drinking water. I'm sure most of you have heard of Flint, Michigan. For the people of Flint, Michigan, it's been 5 years since they could drink a glass of water from their tap. Tainted tap water is not just a problem in Flint. It's happening all over the United States. It has been shown that drinking water violations have a larger impact on expenditures than air quality violations, whose effects are statistically different. No statistically different than zero. Here, I'd like to show you, it's a PowerPoint slide, and routinely I'd be hooked up to a screen, but it's a PowerPoint. Here I actually have a link that you could click on. It shows you an interactive map of the counties in the United States, which shows the number of health-related water quality violations per water system. You will notice that these violations were more common in the rural counties. At the bottom of the slide, like I said, is a link of an interactive map if you'd like to see a closer look for yourself. 45 million Americans I just talked about, and who got their water from a source that violates the Safe Water Drinking Act, seems small when you look at the rest of the world. I'd like to show you another slide. It's looking at a map that depicts the percentage of population using an unimproved drinking source. Here, America, you can see Africa is actually one of the most affected areas. Notice that the United States have 1 to 10% using an unimproved drinking source, where parts of Africa have over 20%. Safe and accessible drinking water is a human right. It's not an American right. Every person in the world should have access to safe, affordable drinking water. Huge inequalities persist between and within each country. For example, in Africa, almost half the people drinking water from unprotected sources live in sub-Saharan Africa. 8 in 10 live in rural areas, and there are large gaps between the richest and the poorest. As you can see, despite where you live, what laws are in place, everyone having safe and affordable access to drinking water is still a major concern. Although the Clean Water Act and the Safe Water Drinking Act may have made major improvements in the access of safe water drinking in America, there is still room for improvement. The people of Flint, Michigan, and many others are still fighting for this basic human right. The population of the rest of the world is struggling for more access to safe water drinking. I hope that I have proven that although there are laws and regulations, there is still a lot of work that needs to be done to ensure that everyone, no matter their location, their race, their religion, or their nationality, they have a human right to safe drinking water.